Hi there, people. Welcome to Uberman UK. Well, Uber has put a new feature, a new policy on the Uber app. Now, is this a good thing? So let's look at the good and the bad. We can't all say negative. We've got to look at the broader picture of the aspect. Now, we understand, we know that Uber drivers are working 60 hours plus per week because they have to make enough money to feed their family. They have to do it. And they're working 60, 70, even 80 hours a week just to make, let's say, around about £1,000. Because that's what most Uber drivers want to make the maximum. But you've got to really hammer the hours because you've got to pay all your expenses. So Uber has now put a policy of driving time. And what that is we have a maximum in a 24-hour period of 10 hours maximum driving time. And after you reach that golden 10 hours, it goes, bye, you need a break. And it automatically logs you off for 6 hours. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Let me know, people. So let's talk about this 10 hours maximum driving time, how it works. Okay, so on the Uber app, it will tell you how many hours you've got left to drive before it automatically logs you off. So it is on the feature. You can check how many hours you've done and how much driving time you've got to do left. Now, I'll be honest with you, 10 hours a day is a long time to drive. Remember, this is driving time. It doesn't include waiting time, or it doesn't include when you're actually moving and not going to pick a passenger up. Now, that's key points, that, people. So when you're waiting for a fare, this does include in your 10 hours maximum driving time. So you could be waiting there half an hour for a job. And this doesn't include in your driving time. And also, if you're driving from one destination to the other, but that doesn't include picking a passenger up. What does the 10 hour include? Well, obviously, it's driving time. When this is the golden, what you need to understand, when a passenger's in your car and when you're going to the trip request. So if you get a ping, and remember, people, when you hear the ping, it's ka-ching. I tell you what, I haven't said that in a while, have I? So when you get the ping, you drive to the destination, and that is counted as your driving time. And obviously, when your passenger is in the car, that counts as driving time as well. And also, another question is, let's just say, heaven forbid, you're getting up to 10 hours, and you've got, let's just say, 10 minutes left to go. You get a ping, you go and pick the passenger up, and by then, and you've took, let's just say, half an hour, you've gone over your 10 hours maximum time. Does the system automatically say, right, kick the passenger out, you've had enough, go and have a 6-hour break? It doesn't. As soon as you drop that last passenger off, when you've gone over that 10 hours, it automatically informs you, you need a break. You need your 6 hours off. My thoughts. More restrictions on drivers is not always good, but you can understand why. Passengers and the government and everyone else doesn't want you to drive over 10 hours. And over 10 hours, remember, waiting time as well. So you're going to be at, 12, 13 hours. That's counted your waiting time as well. That's 13 hours. That's a long bleeding time, people. It really is. And we don't want to be waiting there. It's too much. It's too long for you drivers. It's too long for drivers. You want to be home with your family. You want to be enjoying your family. You want to be chilling and relaxing. Obviously, you want to, but we can understand that you have to earn your money. And driving long hours is no good for you, no good for your family. Because who wants to be stuck in a car for 10 hours plus? It's no good. Plus, your mind's not on the job. So I could understand why it's come into play. And also, let's just say, let's driver's point of view, we don't want to do 10 hours, so it might be a good thing. But let me just say what I'm sick of. Why is everyone snooping on everyone's business? Whatever you do now, there's always someone seems to be watching you through these app systems. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do this. This is the world we live in now. It's a big brother state. Everyone's watching you because they don't want you to make a mistake because it reflects on them. But at the end of the day, we're men, we're women. We can make our own decisions. We don't want more people telling us what to do. I can understand why it's in place because they don't want to do the long hours. But let me just help you out there. Why don't you start paying the drivers more, and then they won't have to do the long hours to cover the cost? Something to think about, people. Thanks very much, people. Look after yourself and look after each other. Uberman UK signing out.